Yeah. So let me share my screen. So you can see my screen, right? Okay. So let's understand what we have studied in last 3 days. Salesforce is a platform. Okay, Salesforce is a platform. In that we have different applications. Okay, in that we have different applications. Out of them, we have used sales application, and in the sales application, we have different tabs here. Yes or no? Tabs. We have tabs. So in the tabs, we have different objects. Okay, different objects. Okay, let's circulate this. Let's imagine that they are in the form of circles. So these are objects. Out of them, one of the object which we have dealt in the starting is which object we have dealt with? Account object, right? So account object. And like this, there are multiple contact object, account object, multiple. Okay. Now, in the object, what is object? Object is a place where we store the data in the Salesforce. It's like an entity of the database. Okay. Uh, Now, how does the object look like? Again, it will be in the form of a table with, okay, in the form of a table with columns, I mean, with rows and columns. Okay. In the rows, what we have records. Okay. Record one, sorry, let's write record one, record two, and record three. So like this, we have records. Then when it comes to the columns, those are fields. Field one, field two, field three, and field four. So like this, we have in the rows records, and in the columns we have column headings. Those are nothing but fields. So once again, Salesforce is a platform. In that we have application. Out of them, one application we are using is sales application. And in the application, if you open, there are multiple tabs which represents objects. We have opened one particular object, account object. In that account object, if we observe, there are fields as well as records. Okay. Now, in the 2 days back class, what we have learned is the way we create records. Record one, record two, record three. There is a new button. If you open the account object, there is a new button. So why I'm like repeating in this is you have to imagine that one. You have to imagine the Salesforce environment. Always in the interview, the panel will not be open for you, the Salesforce environment. You have to imagine. So Salesforce, what is it? You have to imagine. So that's why I'm drawing it in the paint. Okay. So account object is there. In that account object, we have field one, field two, field three, field four as a fields and records. Records will be like a data of a particular person. Okay, data. It's like nothing but data. Okay, particular company, particular person, or particular student. So like that. It depends on the object which you choose. So in the starting 2 days back, we have created records. Then in the yesterday's class, we have created fields. Okay, we have created fields. Also, in the yesterday's class, we have created an object. Okay, we have created an object as well. So, do you all remember? Come on. Yeah. So, I think Sakshita, you have missed the class, right? Hello. You're not able to hear me? Hello. Confirm me whether you are able to hear me or not.
We are able to hear you.
Okay. So, so this is what we have studied yesterday. And now again, let me have a quick recap on the platform. Okay, how we create a record, how we create a field, how we create an object. We'll see in just a few minutes. Okay, like a small recap kind of thing. Just a minute. I hope everyone created a Trailhead account, which is mandatory for you to learn the Salesforce. Let me open this. Let me go to the hands-on orgs. Let me launch the playground. Then in the playground, so it's a Salesforce platform. Okay, as I showed in the paint, and this is a sales application. Like this, there will be multiple application on this platform. So for now, let's start with the sales application. Okay, in the sales application, if you want to switch to another application, this button, if you click, it will load other applications. Now it's taking time to load, not an issue. What we need is this one, the objects now. Okay, let me open the account object. Hmm, my internet. Give me a second. Hmm, there's a network glitch, I think. Did anyone logged in with your laptops? Money? Oh my God. What? మనీ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయగలుగుతావా? Hmm. Okay, no problem. So this is a Salesforce platform. If you click, there will be like another applications as well available for us. So we are going with the sales application on the Salesforce platform. On these are called as tabs. Okay, these are called as tabs, and in this tabs, each tab is linked to particular object. Okay, so if you open the tab, okay, then we have multiple, okay, multiple records as I showed in the paint. So if you open any object, it opens like a table, okay, where you will be having columns, okay, then we have rows, okay. Now these columns are nothing but column headings. If you see account name, it's a field in account object, okay. Then account site, billing state, phone number, type, account owner, these are called as fields, okay. And one, two, three, these are called records, okay. If you open any record, how many fields you can see here? One, two, three, four, five, six. But if you open any of the record, you can, if you open the, this is called record page, means more information of a particular record, particular data we can see here. So there will be multiple, okay, there will be multiple fields, okay, rating field, phone number field. So these are all fields, and whatever the data we store here, it's a value in that field. So this is how we have the data of a particular object. If you want to create a new record, the first step, create this, there is a button called new. So click on this, then let's say uh, Malayala Studio. So let's say save it. So it got saved. Only two information. Okay, one is account. Sorry, the name of the studio I have given, the phone number. Account owner automatically it takes who created the account. I created, so it takes my name. And billing address automatically it fetched because it's the autofill field I have enabled in my system. So created by, then last modified by. These are also like a standard fields. We'll see. Okay, but these are also standard and custom fields, mixture of both. Then you may get a question, what is a custom? Yesterday we have studied, but today I'm repeating again. Okay,
Yeah, my screen shared.
so here these are called fields in an object. This is a particular record. This complete thing is a record of a account object with the name. Record name is Malayala Studio, and we have multiple fields and their values in that field. Now let me create, okay, let me create fields in this. Okay, fields, there are multiple fields now. Annual revenue, this is a field, okay. Like this, there are multiple fields already existing, but I want to create more fields, my own fields. Then you have to click on this setup icon, okay. Go to the setup gear, okay. Go to the setup gear. Then in the setup gear, if you observe, there is something called as object manager. So we are dealing with objects. So we are opening object manager. In that object, which object I want to modify? In account object, I want to create more fields. Okay, in account object, I want to create more fields. So let me open account object. So fields and relationship. Already, if you see, there are multiple fields: account name, account number, account owner. These are multiple fields. So yesterday already we created one field. The same field will create in my system also. Okay, sorry, not here. There is a button called new. Okay, go to the object manager of a particular object inside the settings, then open the fields and relationship. If you open, there will be already existing fields. Now if you want to modify the fields, then click on new. Okay, click on new, then select the type of a field. Now I want text area. Okay, text area means I want there are this is a type. What is the type means what kind of data you want to store in that particular field. If I want to store a salary of an employee, then what I should go with the currency field. If I want to go with the date of birth, then date. If I want to go with email, then email. So for each type of data to store, we select a particular data type. Then next, so mm, just a minute. Let me leave this description help text. Click on next. Click on next. This is like standard things. So let us leave them as it is for now. So additional info is a field we created now. So let's see where we can see this field. Is there any field now? Additional info here? No. Okay, if you open any record, you can't see it. Okay. Now let me reload this page. If you reload this page and open details, then click on edit. It's taking time. Let us give this a time. This field you have to see like this. There are multiple fields now, type, annual revenue. So like that, you should see the field here. It takes time to load it here. Yeah. So you can see the C here. I mean field here, right? So Malayala Studio. Then we have, let's say, address at the rate Kundapu. So like this, whatever data you want, you can store it there. So this is how you create a fields on a particular object. Then what is an object again? It's a place where we store the data. It's like a database for us. Okay, clear for you all? Sakshita, is it clear for you?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how we create fields. We can create multiple fields. Whatever the fields we create, those are called as custom fields. Whatever Salesforce already provided, like account name, site, phone number, those are called as standard fields. Okay? Standard fields and custom fields. Custom means we developed. Okay? Clear? Hmm. Now let me go switch. This is like a recap. Let me have a one more recap on the topic which we have done yesterday. Creation of objects. Okay, creation of objects. Opportunity, leads, tasks, accounts, contacts. These are the standard objects. These are the standard objects. Okay. If you go to the object manager, I mean, first to go to the setup. Then in the setup, we have something called as object manager. If you go to the object manager, if you see what is the type of the account, it's a standard object. Okay. There are all standard objects. Now I want to store my information about my students. How I can do it? I can create a custom object. Once again, go to the setup gear, setup, okay, then, okay, object manager, then create a custom object. Okay. Then let me name it as student. Plural label is students. Object API name student only. So this is something called as pakka. One field is for sure. Okay. See, object will have fields now. Those are standard objects will have standard fields, multiple standard fields they have. But this is the first time this student object I am creating. Okay, to store the data of my students on the Salesforce application. So at least one field should be there for sure. Okay, that field is called name field. We call it as a name field. So what is the name I can give? Student name, yes name, whatever I want, I can
Mm.
give it. Okay. Now let it deploy. We have to make sure the deployment status is deployed. Then launch new custom tab wizard. This particular checkbox we have to enable. Then save it. When you save this, there will be opening a new page for you to create a tab for you. Okay, we created object. Account object is created, but to see here on the navigation panel, on any of the sales application of Salesforce, you should have a tab like this. See, tab. These are called tabs, which are same name with the object name. So that one we have to create. So let me create that for new tab for which object? Student object, which we created just now. We have to create a styling for the tabs. That what is styling we'll see later. So this is just a selection of a color. Let us imagine for now. Click on next. Okay, then again click on next. Let us leave this as is and click on next. What is the object which created just now? Student object. Okay, then what are the fields we created? Only one field. While creation of object only, we created this sname field. It is a paka field, means mandatory field which we need to create for sure whenever we create any object. What are these three fields? These three fields are again standard fields for any custom object which we create. Means Salesforce will make sure that these fields are created automatically, created by, last modified by owner. Okay. Now we can create one more field if you want. I want to create a phone number field. I'll select the data type for my new field is phone number. Then next field label is student, or let's say mobile. This is mandatory field, means mandatorily we have to have that field filled if you want to create a record. Let me save it. Now let's see. Let's go back to the sales application on the Salesforce platform. How many tabs we have? This many tabs we have. Let me reload. Control Shift R. So when you reload, is it visible? No, right? We can't see that students tab or student object here. So for that, there is a option to add it to this one. Pencil icon. Click on the pencil icon. Then these are the existing navigation items for the sales application. Okay. Sales app on the Salesforce platform. Now add more items. Click on all. Then student. Yeah, we got this one. Let us add it and save it. New navigation bar updated. Let's see. Students. Okay. Now click on this. So first time it will appear like this. Just click on this open classic view. It will reload the page again. So this is what we created, a student object. You can see same like account object, but account object is a standard object. Student object is a custom object which we created. And if you click on new button, you will get an option to enter the fields. I have my student name as Raghu, then I'll store the phone number of that particular person, then click on save and new. Then I have Aditya, then another phone number, then save and new. So how many records I want I can create on this object? Because this is a table which I created, sorry, object which I created, and these are the fields which I created. So not only not only standard fields we can play with the custom fields also. We can create n number of fields on this object. We can create n number of records on this object. So if you click again on students, see, you are able to see this. Click on all. So you can see the student name field only, but the other field will be there. When you open it, you can see it. Student name and mobile number. Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a recap. Okay, this is just a recap of yesterday's class. Now let me introduce you to the new topic. Okay, let me introduce you to the new topic. Yesterday also we have just had a brief overview on that object. Let me clear this one. Now there is a particular object and there is another object. Let's say, let's say there is a object. Okay, there is an object called student. Okay, there is an object called student, and there is another object. Okay, there is another object called, okay, let's say course, or not course. What we do is class. Okay, class object. Is there any other name for the class in the schools we will use? Is there any other name? Class, section. Okay, let's say class only. Class. So how many objects we have now? Two objects. Okay, two objects we have. Each object will have a particular data, right? Let's say there are multiple students here. Student 1, student 2, student 3. Okay, there are multiple students. Now, classes in a school or in a college, there will be not only one class, no? There will be multiple classes, no? Okay, there will be multiple classes. Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. Okay, now, now a student can be, okay, in class 1. There is another student in class 1. There is another student in class 1. There is some other student in class 3. Okay, again there is another student in class 3 and another student in class 4. So like this, a student can be part of a particular class, na? Yes or no? So class is what? Class is another object which stores some class teacher information, class data, class records, class students. So like this, there is a class is a different object which has some data. Student is an object which for each and every student there will be a data. Class is an object which we can store the data. Now I want to link between these two. I want to make a relationship between these two where this class, okay, a student can be part of a class. How we can do that? Let's see now. Go to the object manager again, click on this setup. Then in the setup, we have object manager. In the object manager, create a custom object. This custom object, let's create a class. Okay, class, classes. Then click on this one. Class name is a by default field which will be created while we create the object. Click on save. Then the tab we have to style it. Let me go with any of the color. Then these are the standard things which we have to skip for now. Next, save. The class field is created. Okay, class has a class name. Okay, class name. Then we will have a, okay, more information about the class, a particular information. Let's say floor number in which the class is present. Okay, each and every information I want to have it here. Not required. It's not a mandatory field. So just one more field I created. So how many objects do we have? A class object and student object. Okay, class object and student object. Now, from which object I want to link to which object? From student object, I want to link to the class. Means from student, I should be able to select the class on which the student belongs to. So I'll go to the object manager. Then I'll go to the student object. Okay, remember where I am creating the relationship. Student object, because from student I want to select the class. So student will be only in one class only. Okay. Now go to the fields and relationship. Again, same fields and relationship. Create a new field. But now this time this is a special field, which we call it as a lookup relationship. Lookup relationship. Click on this lookup relationship. Okay. Click on next. To which object we are linking this? To the class object. Class. So next, class. So class only. This will be automatically selected because from students, whatever you want to see, class only. The name of this class, class name or student, whatever I can give here. Okay. Class name if I want, I can give like this. Class name. Sorry, it took automatically class. Hmm, loading issue. Yeah. So click on next. Click on next. Save it. Now, just a minute. Let me plug in my charger. So student object is there, class object is there. Now let me reload. There is classes. Let me drag and drop here. There are students. Let me drag and drop here. So let me create two classes. Class 11, class 12. So go to the students now. Open any of the student. Okay. Click on edit. It's taking time to load. Let it load. Not an issue. But if you go to the class, if you go to class 12 and there is something called as related, means what are the objects which are related to the relationship with the class object. So what is this one? Students. So I can click on new. I can add it here from student like Raghu. So not Raghu. It's a new one. Money. Mobile number. Some XYZ. Okay. So like this we can add it. Now class 12 has a student. Now I can create one more student as well here. Sakshi. Then number save. So class 12 has how many students now? Two students. Okay. If you go to students, there you can see Sakshi belongs to which class? Let me edit. Control. See, like this you'll get it. Class 12. If I want to change the class of a Sakshi, then like this you can have a lookup. Lookup means this one, searching. See, these are what text fields where you have to enter the data. But are we entering the data here? No, we are searching for the record which belongs to another object to point it. So from class 12, I'm taking the Sakshi to the class 11. Save it. Okay. It takes time to visible here, but it will be visible soon. Is that clear? We are making a relationship. Okay. We are making the relationship between the two objects. One is student object, one is class object. Now, if you observe, multiple students can point to one class, but one student cannot point to multiple classes. ఒక్క స్టూడెంట్ మల్టిపుల్ క్లాసెస్ ఎక్కువ టైం ఉండడం కదా. సో అలాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్ బేస్డ్ అనుకోండి ఇది. క్లాస్ 12 లో మనీ ఉన్నారు, ఇంకో స్టూడెంట్ కూడా క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు నేను. ఓకే. బట్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు స్టూడెంట్ సాక్షి, ఇఫ్ ఐ ఓపెన్, if I click and edit again to see this, it belongs to only one class. ఇక మల్టిపుల్ క్లాసెస్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునే ఆప్షన్ ఉండదు మనకి. There is no option to select multiple classes or multiple records because this is a lookup relationship. In lookup relationship, okay, child can have only one parent. This is called child. This is called parent. In the child only we created a lookup relationship field, okay, pointing to the class. Clear? Okay. But parent can have multiple students, sorry, multiple child. So this is a relationship from child to parent where a child can point to only one single parent, but being parent can have multiple child. Is this clear? Not clear? Hmm. Now let us create a new field, new student. Okay. uh what happened, yeah. Okay. This student, does this student have a class now? No, no. Still a student can be part of a school even if it is not a part of a class. But is this a correct scenario? స్టూడెంట్ క్లాస్ లో ఉండకుండా ఉండొచ్చా? అంటే అసలు ఏ క్లాస్ కి లేకుండా స్టూడెంట్ ఉండడు కదా. it should be taking part in any of the particular class. ఓకే, క్లాస్ 11 ఆర్ క్లాస్ 12. సో ఇలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్స్ లో మనం ఏం చేయాలి? మ్యాండేటరీ పెట్టాలి, మ్యాండేటరీ చేయాలి. ఏంటి? స్టూడెంట్ పక్కా ఒక క్లాస్ కి బిలాంగ్స్ టు ఉండాలి. ఎవ్రీ స్టూడెంట్ షుడ్ బిలాంగ్స్ టు ఏ పర్టికులర్ క్లాస్ అని చెప్పి మనము పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా? సో అది ఎలా చేయగలము అంటే మనము దెర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ as మాస్టర్ డీటెయిల్ రిలేషన్షిప్. ఇప్పుడు మనం చూసింది లుకప్ రిలేషన్షిప్ చూసాం మనం. నెక్స్ట్ చూడబోయేది మాస్టర్ డీటెయిల్. ఓకే, that will be practiced tomorrow. Today I will give you more example on lookup relationship. Go through the lookup relationship, practice them. Then in the tomorrow's class, we'll discuss on the master detail relationship. Okay. Today practice more on the lookup relationship. There will be some questions to be practiced, some scenarios to be practiced that I will be sharing. Is it okay? Yeah. So as I said yesterday, Mani has completed the data modeling first module. Uh, Data modeling module first chapter. So I want you all also to complete this one. Go to the trial head and in the data modeling, you complete this one. Optimize customer data with standard and custom objects, where you will do same thing: creation of objects, creation of records, creation of fields. So that thing only you'll do. But it's like a challenge for us. Here I have explained. Then you have to do it on your own by following the instructions. Okay? Yeah. We'll wind up this class and we'll have the class tomorrow. Thank you.